Hi, I'm Jing, a Chinese teacher. Subscribe now and learn the most common 100 Chinese characters, 250 words, and 50 sentences within 7 weeks.
大家好, welcome to my Chinese class. So today we are going to learn something very useful but also very tricky, date and number. You can make use of today's contents to make a more detailed self-introduction or to make small talks with people or to read production and expiration date on package when shopping in China. So let's start with today's vocabulary. You can read after me now. 出生年月日号生日时候多少哪一年了的。The first word you need to know is how. Well, this word has two meanings. One is day, just like the word before it, 日. For example, January 1st, 1月1日. So first is 1日 or 1号. And January 20th, 1月20日 or 1月20号. 20th, 20日 or 20号. And the difference between 日 and 号 is that the word 日 is usually more formal and usually seen on the papers, and 号 is usually used in oral expression. And the second meaning of 号 is number. So for example, if you are eating at a restaurant in China, you may get a number from a waitress that says there are still 18 tables in front of you, and then you are number 19. And number 19 is 19号. 19, 19. Number, 号. Number 19, 19号. And for example, if you are number 1, then it's 1号. Number 2, 2号. Number 3, 3号. And it goes on that way. And the second thing you need to know about these words is we have light tone in words 时候. And in auxiliary words, 了 的. And that's what you need to pay attention to if you want to have a better pronunciation in Chinese. And also, we have learned auxiliary words 的 on our last class. The first meaning of 的 is to be added after a noun or pronoun to mean something. And the second meaning of this word is to be added at the end of the sentence to mean the sentence is over, which we also learned on our last class, but we're going to see more of these examples on today's class. Now let's move to the second page of today's vocabulary. You can read after me now. 0 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 6 6 7 7 8 8 9 9 10 10 几 岁 什么 So there are a few things you need to know about these words. The first is, well, number 0 is usually written in the more complicated character. But the circle 1 is also sometimes used. So it's better you recognize these two characters both. And the second is, while we have characters for numbers in Chinese, but actually in daily life, we now use Arabic numbers more often. So it's okay, maybe you don't know these characters as numbers for now, but it's important that you know their pronunciation. And I know that it takes time to remember the pronunciation of numbers when you're starting to learn a new language. So you just need to take more time to practice on it. Now let's move to the next part to see how these words are used exactly. You can read after me now. 你是哪一年 出生的？你是哪一年出生的？我是1986年出生的。我是1986年出生的。Well, this pair of sentences is to ask and answer what year somebody was born. And just as we shared before, in Chinese, the orders of the words, whether in declarative sentence or in question, is the same. You just use the question words to replace the specific words you have question with. So, for example, in this sentence, you have question with what year somebody was born. So you ask what year, 哪一年, and the answer is specific what year. So the structure of the first sentence, the question sentence is 某人 somebody 是 be verb 哪一年 what year 出生 born 的 auxiliary word. Together it's 某人是哪一年出生的 and the answer is 某人是YYY 年出生的. So for example, what year was David born in? And that would be 大卫是哪一年出生的？大卫是哪一年出生的？ And the answer is 大卫是 for example 2000 2000年出生的。大卫是2000年出生的。Or you can use he to refer to David, of course. 他是2000年出生的。他是2000年出生的。So as you can see from the example sentence, auxiliary word 的 is used at the end of sentence. And actually we already shared that the actually be verb 是 and the auxiliary word is actually like a combination to make a clarification or explanation. So for example, like the sentence we shared on our last class, her hair is brown. 她的头发是棕色的。Her dress is black. 她的裙子是黑色的。And that's how auxiliary words function as grammar parts in the sentence. Usually it's a part of the combination 是 blah blah 的。So let's read the example sentence again. 你是哪一年出生的？你是哪一年出生的？我是1986年出生的。我是1986年出生的。Now let's move to the next sentence. You can read after me now. 他什么时候生日？他什么时候生日？他7月4日生日。他7月4日生日。So the structure of this sentence is 某人 somebody 什么时候 when 生日 birthday together it's 某人什么时候生日 and as for the answer you use specific date and in here it's a month and day to answer when. So the structure is 某人 somebody 某月 some month 某日some day 生日 birthday. So together it's 某人某月某日生日。Or we can use how in our expression to replace 日。某人某月某号生日。So the last sentence we just learned is to ask somebody specifically what year was he born, and the question word what year is 哪一年？哪一年 what year? And here the question word is 什么时候 when? But usually when we ask somebody, when is your birthday? And usually we answer the month and day, right? So here in Chinese, it's the same. So for example, when is David's birthday? 大卫什么时候生日？大卫什么时候生日？ And for example, his birthday is on January 1st. 大卫1月1日生日。Or 他1月1号生日。And let's read the example sentence again. 他什么时候生日？他什么时候生日？他7月4日生日。他7月4日生日。 And the last sentence we're about to learn is to ask people's age, which normally we won't, but there are still some circumstances that this question is needed to be asked and answered. So you can read after me now. 他多少岁了？他多少岁了？他23岁了。他23岁了。他几岁了？他几岁了？他5岁了。他5岁了。So the structure of this sentence is 某人 somebody 多少岁 how many years old 了 auxiliary word. So together it's 某人多少岁了？某人多少岁了？ And the answer is, of course, just as we shared, you use specific number to replace how many, and that's 某人 somebody 数字 number 岁 years 了 auxiliary word. So together it's 某人数字岁了。And for example, how old are you is 你多少岁了？你多少岁了？ And well, for example, I'm 20 years old. 我20岁了。我20岁了。So you may have noticed the difference between these two example question sentences. Well, in the first one, we used question word 多少多少岁, and in the second, we used 几岁. Well, these two question words are both to ask how many years old is somebody, but what's the difference? Well, in a nutshell, 多少 is to ask adults, and 几 is to ask kids and pets, because 几 actually refers to number below 10. So for example, if you are hanging around in your district and you bump into your neighbor and his son, and that's the sentence you can use to make small talks with. For example, you can ask his son directly, ask this child, how old are you? And that would be 你几岁了？你几岁了？ Or you can ask your neighbor, how old is your son? 你的孩子几岁了？你的孩子几岁了？ And if there comes the circumstance that you have to ask an adult's age, and that sentence would be 你多少岁了？你多少岁了？ Now let's read the example sentences again. 他多少岁了？他多少岁了？他23岁了。他23岁了。他几岁了？他几岁了？他5岁了。他5岁了。And that's all the contents of today. So let's take a look back and make a little summary. So today we have learned 3 pairs of sentences. The first one is 某人 somebody 是 be verb 哪一年 what year 出生 born 的 auxiliary word. Together it's 某人是哪一年出生的 and the answer is for example 1999某人是1999年出生的 and this pair of sentence is to ask specifically what year somebody was born. And the second pair of sentence 某人 somebody 什么时候 when 生日 birthday. Together it's 某人什么时候生日 and the answer for example it's the January 1st 某人1月1日生日某人1月1号生日 and this one is to ask when somebody's birthday. And the last one 某人 somebody 多少岁 how many years old the auxiliary word. Together it's 某人多少岁了 and the answer let's say for example 20 某人20岁了 and if you want to ask a kid or a pet how many years old is it and the question is 某人 or 某物 something 某人几岁了某物几岁了 and the answer for example let's say 5 years old 某人5岁了某物5岁了well, these 3 pairs of sentences are all about to ask people's age or birthday, but you can also make use of these sentences to help you get more familiar with date and number. And that's all contents of today. And until this class, with only 3 classes, we have learned 25 out of 100 most common characters. And as for today's homework, still you need to make your own sentences based on what we learned today. You can make use of these 3 pairs of sentences to ask other people's age or to introduce more about yourself. Also, here's a little expansion. The first sentence we learned today, 某人是哪一年出生的, what year somebody was born in. But actually, you can replace the verb 出生 with other verbs. So you can apply this sentence to ask people what year did somebody do other things. And this sentence is usually used to ask something really big happened in their life. For example, go to college, get married, or pass away. So as you can see, I've listed out the words of these big things. 某人是哪一年上大学的？某人是哪一年工作的？某人是哪一年结婚的？某人是哪一年去世的？So you can also use these words to make your sentence. So look forward to seeing your homework in the comment section. And that's all. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye-bye.